This is Sierra and Dawn, mother-daughter. We're going to have Mom give some details and of Sierra, what was happening with Sierra in her life. And again, here's another one that God is bringing forth this generation to give glory to Him. And this one, she just glorifies Jesus in her heart. And I just long to I can't wait to see what God continues to do. It's amazing. She's staying close. It's good.
Like 2007, Sierra complained about her wrist hurting all the time, her ankles hurting. We would take her to the doctor continually, and they would visibly be swollen, but the doctors would say there's nothing wrong. They'd run blood tests. They'd even run x-rays, and it would be very apparent even to the doctors that something was wrong, but they couldn't figure it out. She had a rash, a horrible rash all over the place, her face, her arms, everywhere. And they kept telling us to take Benadryl and Zantac. We tried every over-the-counter drug there was, and nothing would fix it. And then in 2008, actually a week after school started, Sierra got very, very ill. The night we took her to the hospital, she was incoherent, very, very sick. But God is good. They transferred her to UW, and when we got there, they said, just so you know, she's really sick, and we're transferring her to intensive care, and we don't know what's wrong. But her blood pressure is skyrocketed, and her pulse is extremely low. Her kidneys are failing. Basically, her body was shutting down. Her fever was huge, and they didn't know what was wrong. And we spent the next 3 months in and out of the hospital, basically. And it wasn't until after a couple of months that we went in the last time, and her fever was super high. When they took it, the nurse said, it's 105.1, that can't be right. And so they took it again, and of course it was really high. And it was then that they realized she had systemic junior rheumatoid arthritis, which affects not only her joints, her wrist and her legs, but her inner systems. And they were able to treat her with steroids, even though they said after 6 months she should go into what they call remission. A year later, she was still on tons of drugs, and her legs and wrists were all still swelling. She had a bone deteriorating in her wrist. And then she came to youth group.
After it had gone on, I came to youth group, and I was at church, and people were getting healed. And I was like, God, why am I not getting healed? And then I came to youth group. It was my first time. And I was like, Steve was like, do you need prayer? And I was like, yeah. And he prayed for me. And as he prayed, I just saw an angel taking out like all the pain that I've ever suffered. And I was healed from then on.